zalažu se za pravljanje Vojvodine Republike. Ja im čestitam na tome i samo im kažem, taj film nećete gledati i nikada tako nešto nećete imati u Srbiji.
But then this happened. 15 tons of concrete crashed down in 11 seconds. November 1st, 2024, 11:52 a.m., Novi Sad railway station. 16 dead, including 6-year-old girl. These deaths weren't accidents, they were murder by negligence. A €254 million Chinese-funded renovation completed months earlier used concrete that didn't meet Serbian building standards. Engineers signed off on structural calculations for a site they never visited. Quality control was non-existent, but the railway collapse did more than kill 16 people. It awakened Vojvodina, Serbia's wealthiest province. When your richest region starts questioning government legitimacy, separatism follows. Today we examine how falling concrete in Serbia's second city could tear apart the entire country. The collapsed canopy wasn't original. It was added during the 2021 to 2024 renovation as part of China's Belt and Road Initiative. President Vučić called it proof of Serbia's modernization. Instead, it became proof of Serbia's corruption. December 2024, prosecutors charged 13 people, including former construction minister Goran Vesić. The charges reveal systematic negligence, fast-tracked renovation, bypassed environmental assessments, concrete mix below Serbian standards, phantom quality inspections. Documents show the renovation contracts were riddled with missing documentation and deliberate corner cutting. The Chinese contractors followed Serbian oversight, which proved fatally inadequate. The initial student response was respectful. 15-minute silent blockades, honoring the 15 initially confirmed dead. University students with flowers and candles, standing in dignity before dispersing. But when government officials suggested unforeseen circumstances caused the tragedy, students began investigating the contracts themselves. By March 2025, protests spread to 400 cities. March 15th brought 300,000 people to Belgrade's streets. The largest demonstration in Serbian history remained peaceful despite its massive scale. Vojvodina generates 40% of Serbia's GDP, with only 27% of its population. The flat, fertile plains produce most Serbian agricultural exports while hosting major industrial facilities. Vojvodina residents subsidize the rest of Serbia while receiving proportionally less infrastructure investment. The railway station irony wasn't lost. A prestigious project in their region killed their people through Belgrade's negligence. Many ethnic Serbs support autonomy due to Vojvodina's distinct history and superior economy. Under Yugoslavia's 1974 constitution, Vojvodina functioned essentially as a federal unit with its own assembly, constitutional court, and policy control. Milosevic stripped these powers in 1989, centralizing everything in Belgrade. But tensions are rising. Local Serbian parties describe Hungarian initiatives as separatist-inspired attempts to split the province into ethnic zones. The democratic community of Vojvodina Hungarians now promotes territorial self-governance in Hungarian majority areas, cultural autonomy throughout Vojvodina, and institutional minority rights guarantees. Hungary's Viktor Orbán provides significant support to Vojvodina Hungarians, schools, cultural institutions, media funding. Serbian nationalists view this as interference and potential preparation for territorial claims.
The country which is striving to be a member of EU but not inclined to ensure the territorial autonomy for the Hungarians living in Serbia, another part of Serbia.
President Vučić claims Western intelligence orchestrates the protests to oust him, presenting zero evidence. His Western conspiracy narrative serves multiple purposes: delegitimizing domestic opposition as foreign agents, mobilizing nationalist fear of losing territory after Kosovo, creating opposition divisions, and justifying emergency measures. The government announced a People's Declaration for Vojvodina, claiming to respond to alleged separatist initiatives within the protest movement. This reveals Belgrade's genuine concern about territorial integrity, but the structural conditions for separatism remain weak. Unlike Kosovo, where 90% Albanian population faced systematic discrimination, Vojvodina's demographics are complex. Serbs aren't the minority, Hungarians don't numerically dominate, and the region was Yugoslavia's most prosperous area, not the poorest like Kosovo. The protest movement shows no separatist agenda. Student leaders frame demands as accountability, transparency, democratic governance, not regional autonomy or independence. International conditions don't support further Balkan fragmentation. The EU, despite recognizing Kosovo, has no appetite for more territorial changes and views Serbian integrity integrity as essential for regional stability. However, VUČIČ'S strategy carries massive risks. Overemphasizing separatist threats could become self-fulfilling prophecies by radicalizing moderate autonomists who feel legitimate concerns are dismissed as treason. April 2025 revealed VUČIČ'S weakness. His pro-government rally required busing supporters from Bosnia and Kosovo, indicating his domestic base is more fragile than his 13-year rule suggests. The EU's muted response reflects complex calculations, prioritizing stability over democracy, energy security concerns post-Ukraine, and recognition that Serbian regime change might not produce pro-European policies. If Vojvodina's separatist tensions escalate to armed conflict, the military balance would be overwhelmingly lopsided. The Serbian armed forces maintain approximately 28,000 active personnel with 50,000 reserves, supported by 212 main battle tanks, 323 armored fighting vehicles, and 250 artillery pieces. The Air Force operates 14 MiG-29 fighters, 20 G-4 light attack aircraft, and various helicopter squadrons. Vojvodina has no independent military forces. Any hypothetical separatist movement would rely on locally recruited militias, defected Serbian military units, or external support. The province hosts several Serbian military installations, including the 21st Infantry Battalion in Novi Sad and various logistics facilities, but these remain under Belgrade's control. The geographic factors favor defensive operations. Vojvodina's flat terrain offers little natural protection, but extensive agricultural areas could support guerrilla warfare. The 588-kilometer border with EU members Hungary and Croatia provides potential supply routes, though both countries would likely prevent arms smuggling to avoid destabilizing their regions. Serbia's strategic positioning complicates military scenarios. Hungarian minority areas concentrate in northern Vojvodina along the Hungarian border, creating potential for cross-border incidents. Any Serbian military action in Hungarian-majority municipalities could trigger international intervention or sanctions, particularly if civilian casualties occur. International intervention probability remains high. NATO forces in neighboring Hungary and Croatia would monitor any conflict closely. Russia might support Serbia diplomatically, but lacks the capability for meaningful military intervention in the region. Belgrade's traumatic loss of Kosovo influences its willingness to use overwhelming force to prevent another territorial separation. Realistically, any Vojvodina separatist movement would pursue political rather than military strategies. The military imbalance makes armed resistance futile, while economic leverage and international pressure offer more viable paths to autonomy or independence. The question isn't whether Vojvodina could win a military conflict, it's whether Belgrade would risk international isolation by using force against a wealthy, economically vital province with significant EU connections.